Thank you for the work you do every day to help ensure equal justice under law. I am very pleased to speak with you today. The National Action Network's website prominently proclaims that it works within the spirit and tradition of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. In that spirit, let us remember Dr. King's famous admonition, "It is not possible to be in favor of justice for some people and not be in favor of justice for all people." Today, that admonition guides the work of the United States Department of Justice. As I said in my opening statement to the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Attorney General is the lawyer not for any individual, but for the people of the United States, and that means all the people of the United States. The Civil Rights Division, created by the Civil Rights Act of 1957, is the tip of the spear of the Justice Department's effort to ensure justice for all people. That is why we have sought a substantial increase in the division's budget, as well as the budget of a complementary component, the Community Relations Service, which was authorized by the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Money, however, is not enough. Dedicated, experienced leadership is also needed. That is why the President nominated Vanita Gupta to be the Associate Attorney General, the department's third highest position, and Kristen Clark to be the Assistant Attorney General in charge of the Civil Rights Division. I do not need to recount their qualifications to you. Both are veteran civil rights lawyers, and both are highly respected alumni of the department's Civil Rights Division. I meant it when I told the Senate Judiciary Committee that they have skills that I do not have, and they have experiences that I do not have. And I meant it when I said I needed both of them and their experiences and skills to be successful as Attorney General. We are doing everything within our power to get them confirmed. In the meantime, the Civil Rights Division is already hard at work on a long agenda. It is stepping up its efforts to ensure the right to vote. It is combating discrimination in areas from housing to education to employment, and it will work hard to ensure accountability for law enforcement misconduct. It will also prioritize investigating whether government agencies are engaging in patterns or practices that deprive individuals of their federal or constitutional rights. And it is redoubling its effort to investigate and prosecute hate crimes. Indeed, one of my first acts as Attorney General was to mandate a 30-day expedited review to determine how the department can ensure that it makes the best and most effective use of its resources to combat hate. Now, the Civil Rights Division may be the tip of the spear, but our commitment to equal justice is a whole of department effort. That effort will involve work by our grant-making components to help police departments around the country improve their practices through funding and technical assistance, leverage to promote policing policies that benefit communities and enhance trust. Our equal justice effort will also involve work by the department's criminal components to help reform the justice system and end mass incarceration. This means revamping charging policies to give prosecutors discretion to make charges and consequent sentences proportional to the crime and to the damage it does. And it means looking anew at our First Step Act policies to ensure the maximum degree of retroactive sentencing reduction authorized by the Act. Our efforts will also involve work by the Bureau of Prisons, both to ensure that the rehabilitation promises of the First Step Act are met and that the use of private prison facilities is eliminated. And our efforts will involve the work of our Office of Legislative Affairs to actively support the administration's ambitious agenda to ensure racial justice. Finally, I must emphasize the danger we face from domestic violent extremism, and in particular, from violent extremists who are racially motivated. The FBI director has rightly testified that such extremism is a top threat priority for the Bureau. Combating it is a top priority of mine. When the President-elect announced my nomination as Attorney General, I recounted that the Department of Justice was founded in the midst of Reconstruction, with its first principal task to ensure compliance with the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. As historian Ron Chernow wrote, the new Justice Department would forge its identity in the battle to slay the first incarnation of the Ku Klux Klan. In that battle, the department successfully deployed its considerable resources to ensure civil rights, which were under militant attack. I promise you that today, 150 years later, the Justice Department will once again deploy all of its considerable resources to ensure, in the words of Dr. King, justice for all people. Thank you.